Christina Hill, and this is the Own Your Crap podcast. In my early 30s, I found myself in a dangerous downward spiral of depression and misery, and I truly thought my life was over. Until an amazing teacher told me that the secret to my healing was to own my crap. Literally own it. Accept it for what it is and move forward from there. And I can honestly say that from that day on, everything in my life changed. So I'm here to help you, inspire you, and guide you so that you too can own your crap and live your best fucking life. Each week, I want to take you on a journey that helps you figure out a path that works for you. A path to change, nurture, and develop what I consider to be the pillars of a happy and successful life. Your mental health, your physical health, and your financial health. As well as stories, tips, and tricks from my own life, I want to share with you some nuggets of gold from some of the most amazing special guests. I'm super grateful for you joining me on this journey. And if you like what you hear, or if you know someone who could benefit from this, then please share, like, and follow this podcast. It really helps get the message to people who need it. Now, get ready to own your crap. Welcome back to the Own Your Crap podcast. I'm Chris Hill, and I'm excited to be here today. I have gotten up already super early this morning and had a most amazing conversation with an incredible woman who will be a guest on this podcast next week. And I'm super excited to bring that to you. And that'll be a little thing for next week to watch out for. But this week, because this is episode number 3 and we are at, as I record this, the 16th of January, 2024, I wanted to talk to you guys about New Year's resolutions. Who does them? Who did them this year? Who has done them for years in the past? And as we're like the beginning of week 3 in 2024, who remembers what their New Year's resolutions were? I've never been one that's big on them. I don't know why. I just have always thought and seen so many people, oh, I'm going to do this. Yeah, New Year's, I'm going to do this. And sure enough, that's the last it gets mentioned. It gets forgotten. Yeah, so did you make New Year's resolutions? Do you remember what they are? And have you taken any action on them? Because this is the key to changing your life. This is the key to success. This is the key to getting anything in life that you want. It is so much more than just the decision. I don't want to underestimate the power of the decision, because that will come into play every day. But the decision itself is the fucking easy part. It's doing the work. It's the actions that follow. You could make a life-altering decision, but if you don't do any of the actions to affect that decision, the decision itself means stuff all. Same with a lot of New Year's resolutions. They mean nothing, absolutely nothing, because most people don't take the actions that are needed to create the success that they want. Success is not created in a comfort zone. Success in any discipline is created very much so, firmly planted in your discomfort. Outside your current skill set, outside your current lifestyle, outside your current, usually network of friends and colleagues, success is created on the other side of growth and through that journey of growth. And this is one of the pivotal things where people make mistakes. They fall off the wagon because they make a decision and they take action once, twice, 3 times. It takes about 90 days for something to become an unconscious programmed action, an unbreakable habit. About 90 days, probably longer, because our attention span these days is getting shorter and shorter. The distractions in our life are becoming more and more and more and more. And so we need to have concerted, conscious choice, actions, decisions, feedback on those things, course correcting, for it to really become ingrained. So this is episode number 3. I am 20 days into where I want to be for this just to become a natural thing, that every week I do this. Like at the moment, I've had to get up, consciously say to Mike and the kids, I'm going off to do this, make myself, hidden away in my little makeshift studio here to do this podcast, because it's not habit yet. I've had to have a couple takes at doing this because it's not habit yet. I'm uncomfortable still doing this because it's not natural habit yet. But I made a decision to do something, and therefore I need to do the uncomfortable steps to get there, to make it a success. For me to hone my skills, for me to be able to talk about different subjects without stopping, without, having a whole pile of notes. And I've given presentations on things before in my life and in my career, and I've had to prepare, and I've had pages and pages of notes. And that's fine to do, because at first it's like having training wheels on your bike. You're not sure of things. It's good to have that backup, that support. It's important to have it. But then you've got to every now and then try and do it on your own. See if you fall over, get back up on your bike and do it again. There is not a person on the planet who, when they set themselves a goal or make a decision to do something, is ever going to be at level 20 excellence before they have even done levels 1 through to 19. Nobody. Everyone, when you start out something new, is going to suck at it. You may have a natural gift at something, so it might be easier for you to grow and change your skills. But everybody sucks when they first start. I've got this with our kids at the moment. We homeschool as we're traveling around, and they're learning new things. Our son would technically be in year 4, and our daughter would be in year 2 of primary school. And so they're learning new things and they're finding it hard. And it's like, well, yeah, you've never done this before. But look how easy the other stuff that you did last year is now to you. 18 months ago, our daughter barely knew, the alphabet. And now she's reading books. She's reading Harry Potter. And it's mind-blowing that we expect this kind of growth and development in our children, and we push them, and particularly if you've got sending your kids to school, they get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and get told they fail. But we don't do that to ourselves. We don't push ourselves to continually grow. How on earth can we inspire our children to do better, to push through any adversities of learning, obstacles in their skill set, if we're not doing that for ourselves? I have seen countless families and parents push their kids, and yet they're not growing themselves. And it's about also taking advice from the right people. I have, over the last few years, entirely changed my circle of my network of who I get advice from, who I listen to, who I ask questions about certain things, because I know that my roots, where I come from, the people in that area don't have the skills that I'm looking for. They haven't had the experiences that I want to have. Now, I love them dearly, and we, chat and shoot the shit, but I'm not asking them for life advice, for business advice, for personal development advice. Some of my friends I definitely ask for parenting advice because their kids are older than mine. And so the idea about decisions in your life to change your life is acknowledging that you are going to become a different human being. And the people that are around you now may not be the supporters and the mentors that you need going forward. So, as part of making decisions and then taking daily action to achieve certain things in your life, one of the things you need to put on your to-do list is go and find yourself new circle of people to connect with. And it is so easy to do. It's probably in your hand right now. You'll find if you've got your phone in your hand, if you listen to this podcast on a computer, you have the resource readily available at the click of a button. Go and find a Facebook group of like-minded people who also want the things in life that you want, and go and join some groups. Go and network with those people. Go and build relationships with those people. Even go and pay to have some coaching and some courses, one-on-one if you can, or in small group sessions. I know my guest who I have on next week, I have gone from being a client of hers to being a friend, because she has the skills in life that I wanted, and I was more than happy to pay bloody good money to learn from her. And now we're peers, we're colleagues, we're friends. And so when I say, hey, come on my podcast, she's like, of course, oh my God, yes, let's celebrate this together, because she's going on the same journey as me. And I can't wait to bring it to you next week. I'm not going to give away the surprise just yet of who she is, but she's amazing. And she's gone through the hard yards. She has absolutely owned her crap. She made decisions long ago to change her life and did the uncomfortable actions every day to create the freaking awesome life she has now. And she is changing lives and businesses all over the world through sharing her knowledge and wisdom. And that's the power of changing your life. You can go from, I know people that spent 20 years on the tools, boilermakers, sparkies, chippies, mine workers, whatever. And through wanting to be a better parent, through having a better health goals, through, being there for their partners, are now sharing the knowledge they learned on that journey with others and helping others along. And in the interview I did this morning, one of the things that come out of it was, and it's a really common thing, when you start the idea of changing your life and owning your crap and having a better life, it's very self-centered. And I don't mean arrogant, I mean self-centric. Your goal is to heal yourself and to have the better life for yourself. And then once you've come to a place and you've been able to let go of the pain, but you then have clarity on all of the lessons that you learned in that process, it switches around and it changes from bringing all this energy in to heal yourself to sending it back out into the universe to help others. And it's so beautiful. And that sending it back out doesn't have to be on a public platform like this, but it could just be changing the nature of the relationship you have with your children. And personally, I don't think there's anything more powerful than that. The humans you created and you are raising, gosh, to be able to inject in them at a young age the skills and knowledge that we didn't have, that's brought you to be in this zone of wanting to own your crap. You've obviously gone through some hell of some sort and you want to fix it and own it and move on from it. Imagine being able to stop your children going through that cycle. Imagine how amazing and powerful that would be for them. I know it's something that Mike and I think about daily and talk about daily, is showing our kids a different path. They may choose to go an entirely different way, and good for them if they do. But at least from us, they can see all of the people around who go the traditional route, which is fine if that's what floats your boat. Not everyone's cut out for living on the edge. But with us, they can see the different kinds of struggles we have, because we have good days and we have freaking bad days, but how we handle them is what we want to show them. Now, it'll come out through my story, and if you follow me on my socials, Our son has some pretty heavy duty health battles, and he's going through an unbelievably testing ride at the moment with his skin. And I could not be more proud of how he's handled himself, the decisions he makes and the actions he takes every day. And he's 9. He's 9 years old. He's battling chronic, debilitating eczema that is over his entire body. And yet he still chooses to smile through it and do the uncomfortable things, like allow me to put whatever creams on him, or to try a new natural remedy, or to cut out certain food groups out of his diet that he loves. We are now 99.9% dairy free. Now, as an adult, I'm quite happy to have oat milk on my cereal. As a kid, not being able to have milk, ice cream, yogurt, chocolates, all of these things that have dairy products in them. A lot of wheat-based products are gone for us. We don't have refined sugars. There's a lot that we've cut out that for a normal everyday kid is tough. And he's like, no, if it's going to make me better, Mum, I want to do it. I want to make those choices. I want to do those things. He's in a lot of physical pain. So we then still have to go through and do all of the things we do when he's in pain. And he's so tough and he's so incredible. It's such an inspiration. And I take a certain level of pride for Mike and I that we've instilled in him the skills he needs. And we're continually giving him new tools, new techniques that he can do to manage himself, to manage his emotions, to let out his emotions, not just bury them, but vent them in a healthy way. And it's part of these decisions that we make that impacts others as well as our life, and giving him usable actions. So remember, you don't need to be the best at wherever you want to be. You've just got to start from the bottom rung and do the best at that level, and then level up, level up, level up each day. And then at the end of it, you know, you'll be on the top and you'll be like, holy shit, look how far I've come. Look how far I've gone. It's just incredible what you can achieve. And if you're looking forwards and growing and putting that one foot in front of the other, do take time to stop, turn around and have a look at where you've come from. Reward yourself for that. Cheer yourself on. And then turn around and head down and get back to work, because you've got a long way to go. And so whatever decision you can make today that could bring you one step closer to your dream life, do it. And then when you finish up with this podcast, turn around and implement the action that supports that decision. The more you do these tiny baby steps, the faster you will get to your end goal. And then when you get to your end goal, you'll realize that the goalposts have completely moved and the journey continues. And I love that. The day the journey stops is the day that your soul has moved on to the next adventure, when this body is done with it. If you're alive, if you've opened your eyes this morning, you have a duty to yourself, to your heart, to do something every day that takes you one step closer to where you want to be. And that's not working 24 hours a day. There are times where you can just chill out and relax, but make it active. Make that part of the journey, make that part of the requirement to living your best life, is to build in those times for just switching off, zoning out. For me, it's laying on the bed and putting in a podcast. I'm like, I need 20 minutes. I'm having my 20 minutes. Nobody asked me a single thing. And then my cup is full and I can go on to give back to the family, and I can go on to step past that next uncomfortable zone in my life. So yeah, it's decisions, 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 followed by action, action, action. And if you did in all good faith make New Year's resolutions, I ask that you now go back and revisit them and go, yep, I'm going to choose that again. That is what I want. What steps do I need to take to get there? What are the actions that I need to do to get there? Because the decision is one thing, and the decision is important, yes, as long as it's followed by action every day. And if you have fallen off the wagon, jump back up on it. Pick yourself up. I've done a bunch of meditation courses over the years, and I love it. And simple act of breathing. How quickly you can forget to focus on your breathing. It's like, oh God, my brain's off somewhere else. Come back to breath. And same in life. Come back to the decision. Come back to where you want your life to be, and then move from there again. Continually, every day, come back to it several times through the day. If you find yourself opening the fridge, if yours is a health goal, get the carrot, not the chocolate, and then continue on taking those steps and actions. And you will be amazed at how fast time goes. I mean, where the hell did 2023 go? And now we're already, 2-3 weeks into 2024. Before you know it, Christmas will be here again at the end of the year. Don't let yourself go, shit, another year has gone past and I still didn't do anything. Let this year, after all the crap of the last 2 to 3 years, 2021 was horrendous for the world over. 2022, we were wishing that it would, still wishing that it would just all settle down and go away. 2023, I think people were kind of breathing a sigh of relief to a degree, but also still reeling from the hell that had happened and readjusting. Now is the time to springboard onto creating the life you want. Today, now, 2024. And just go at it. Do it. Have the courage. The last few years has shown us enough that the world can turn overnight. So if you're not making your way to where you want to go, and you're going to be at the whim of whatever happens in the world, then I don't know. I don't know what the future lies in store for you. I know that, yes, there will be things that will impact my life that are outside of my control, that are global, that are national, that are whatever, but I will still then go, okay, the landscape has changed. My goal hasn't changed. How do I need to get around this now? What other steps do I need to take to circumvent whatever's just happened, or to build it into my life, or to deal with it? Because my focus doesn't change from the decisions I make every day. I want my life to be a certain way, and so I'm going to make it that way. And I hope you do too. So at the end of episode 3, if you have found this of value, again, as always, I ask you to subscribe, rate, and share this podcast to people who you think might, find some value in it. I really am excited for next week. I cannot wait for next week's episode to drop. I'm so excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas. And yeah, reach out to me on my socials. Come and find me at Christina Hill Official on Instagram and on Facebook. Check out our website if you're interested in knowing more about what we do as well, at nomore9to5life.com. We have some interesting things there that you might like, and it's all about creating a life that you love, and a life of freedom, and a life of choice, and a life of abundance. And I'd love to have you along the ride. Drop me a DM. Let's connect. My life now is all about how many people can I connect with and make an impact. What can I help you with, and what can I learn from your experience? So have a fabulous day. I just love that I get to impact people in this way. It's so exciting. And I will talk to you next week's already recorded, so you'll hear me next week. And have a fabulous life, and go on out there and own your crap and live your best fucking life.